जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जना यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जयो राधमाधवा कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Vinoda Radha Vinoda Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paragavacharya Astotri Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम कृष्ण हरे हरे हरे। I have to mute or huh? I will be in mute only sharing. एकतारोहम् आरूढम् एकतारोहम् आरूढम् लालयन्ति सुतं सती. This is a reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, 7, 18. Okay, I've shared the screen. Let me reshare. Okay, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 7th chapter, titled Salvation of Trinavarta, text number 18. Ekataroham आरूढम् लालयन्ति सुतां सती गरिमानां शिशोर्वोढुम् नाशेषे गिरिकुतावत् एकतारोगमारूढम् लालयन्ति सुतां सती गरिमानां शिशोर्वोढुम् नासेः गिरिकुतावत् एकतारोगमारूढम् लालयन्ति सुतां सती गरिमानां शिशोर्वोढुम् नासेः गिरिकुतावत्. रोगमारूढम् लालयन्ति सुतां सती Garimanam Sisho. Please repeat after me. Ekada, one time, estimated to have been when Krishna was 1 year old. Aroham on his mother's lap. Arudam, who was sitting. Lalayanti was patting. Sutam, her son. Sati, mother Yasoda. Garimanan, because of an increase in heaviness. Sisho, of the child. Odum, to bear him. Na, not. Sehe, was able. Giri Kutavat, appearing like the weight of a mountain peak. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki. One day, a year after Krishna's appearance, Mother Yashoda was patting her son on her lap. But suddenly, she felt the child to be heavier than a mountain peak, and she could no longer bear his weight. Purport Lalayanti. Sometimes a mother lifts her child, and when the child falls in her hands, the child laughs, and the mother also enjoys the pleasure. Yashoda used to do this, but this time Krishna became very heavy, and she could not bear his weight. Under the circumstances, it is to be understood that Krishna was aware of the coming of Trinavarta Sura, who would take him far away from his mother. Krishna knew that when Trinavarta came and took him away from his mother lap, Mother Yashoda would be greatly grieved. Brave. He would not want his mother to suffer any difficulty from the demon. Therefore, because he is the source of everything, Janmadi Yasya Yataha, he assumed the heaviness of the entire universe. The child was on the lap of Yashoda, who was therefore in possession of everything in the world. But when the child assumed such heaviness, she had to put him down in order to give Trinavartasura an opportunity to take him away and play with him for some time before the child returned to the lap of his mother. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शेषाशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः ये कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यैश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत् नमो विष्णुपदाय Hare Krishna. Welcome to Sunday Bhagavatam class. So there are so much exalted Vaishnavas assembled here. So today I'm going to present because Janmashtami is approaching. So we have been asked to set the mood. So how many want to go to Vrindavan? Jai. So we are starting with Trinavarta. I may not have realization, but I teacher asked the student to present to see how much he understood. So I'll be presenting more. So many years I've learned or my realization so that you can correct me always. So this is a wonderful series of we're going to see every Sunday till up to Janmashtami. Uh, okay, so I made a small presentation on the salvation of Trinavrta. So this is 10th canto, 7th chapter, and text number 18 to 33. You can read. It's very nice, wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written um, um, all these demons, they represent some anarthas. So gradually, by removing the anarthas one by one, by reading, studying these pastimes of this killing of Krishna demons, slowly what will happen? We will progress in Krishna Bhakti. So this is all taken from some of them Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writing. Chaitanya Sikshamrita is the book what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written. He's detailedly explained all these various demons, how they come. So Trinavarta, what is that we can learn today? Today we are learning about he represents the false pride that come from material scholarship, and second he represents the useless argumentation. So these are the two things which we're going to see. We will first, I have divided this session into two. First up, we'll go through the pastime and the teachings, what we can learn from the pastime. The second aspect is the philosophical aspect. What is in it for me? Why should I hear this story? So how these anarthas can be removed, especially false pride and the useless argumentation, how we can avoid that. What is the implications of doing useless argumentation, how I can practice in the bhakti. So the practical aspect of it will be in the second half. The first half we will see the stories. Okay. So in this Trinavarta story, we see Trinavarta is a whirlwind. He's going up, up, up because you want to throw Krishna from so high that Krishna will die. But really he was flying. But later we see Krishna becomes really heavy and Trinavarta was falling. So in Krishna conscious also, we can fly or we can fall. So how is your this week or today's Krishna conscious? Are you flying or are you falling? What is that? Flying, falling? Both. How it you can fly and fall? Okay, one day you are falling, one day you are flying. But you want to consistently fly? Yeah, then we can hear this today's topic. How to continuously fly in Krishna consciousness. Um, so this has happened in Gokul Mahavan. It's not at Vrindavan. Krishna is not at in Vrindavan. So um, so Vrindavan, we can all go to Vrindavan. It's a state of consciousness. It's not the place where you go and of course you can go to Vrindavan and be there, but physically you can be there. Mentally you may not be there. So, but mentally we can be there. It's uh, they say it is state of consciousness. How we can develop the state of consciousness? That's what we would see. The another aspect is that we are so fortunate. We are so fortunate. Even Golokavasis, they don't have that privilege. In Boma Vrindavan, there are 3 Krishna conscious activities, at least 3. There are more that only we can do as a human. We can do, but even the Golokavasis they cannot do. What are those? The original Golokavasis, the Vrindavan, they can't do, which we can do only here. Huh? Janmashtami. Krishna is never born there. There is no time factor. So where is Krishna is born? There is no August, right? So we can celebrate here. So fortunate. What is the second aspect? Killing of demons. There is all devotees. There is no demons. So Krishna doesn't do these pastimes. How wonderful it is that we have fortunate to hear and learn from this wonderful thing. Third thing, Bhagavatam, book distribution. Yes, there are devotees. What you will do there? Everybody is Bhagavatas. So you can distribute book here, Srila Prabhupada books. There are many more, not only that. But what I'm telling, we are so fortunate to focus on this Janmashtami. Everybody should come together and make it a grand festival, because this is one of the topmost festival. And when Prabhupada, yesterday we were celebrating the incorporation of ISKCON, and everybody told Prabhupada, you should make it International Society for God Consciousness. Prabhupada said, no, it will be Krishna consciousness, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. People doesn't know who is God. They are confused. If I put a God, it will, I am giving a clear direction. It is Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada said, this institution is my body. And everyone should take advantage of this. There is no other way. There is no other flight going to Goloka Vrindavan except Prabhupada Airlines. So if you want to be in Prabhupada Airlines, you need to be in ISKCON. And Janmashtami is the biggest festival for us. Everybody should put all your effort, energy in thinking, how do I make this Janmashtami grand success? So that is the idea behind going through this pastime, and how we can increase our seva, sadhana, right? So that's a objective behind doing this. So if you see that in Queens of Dwaraka, they came back to Vrindavan. They want to hear from Uddhava, because Uddhava stayed. I'm staying in Vrindavan. I don't want to go. They were hearing the pastime hearing so observed in Kusum Sarovar. They all left the body. So this observation, we might know this pastime. So many times I've heard Prabhu, I know everything. But observing in this pastime, it is always wonderful, because this is something, this killing of demons, it's available only in Bhoma Vrindavan to restricted people, right? Not everybody knows about it. So that's another thing, wonderful things we can look at it. So there is a chronological order. So Krishna was 6 days old. He killed Putana. Putana represents the pseudo guru. And after 3 months, when Krishna was ulta, what is that? He would from back is he would start crawling. Then that time he killed the Sakatasura. So he represents the burden of all the old bad habits, lethargy. So this is what he represents in the 3rd month. After that, Krishna got 1 year, and there was a big celebration. Nanda Maharaj did 1 year happy birthday celebration for Krishna. So we are going to celebrate Janmashtami also. It was a big festival. It is elaborately Prabhupada explaining, which I will not go into details today. So then Trinavarta comes immediately after 1st year. He comes, and he represents the false pride of material scholarship. So when we see that Arjuna was so confused, it's not because he's not doesn't know anything. He has so much knowledge, Dharma Shastra, all the Shastras. Then he started telling Krishna, this is right, this is right, this is right. That's why I should not fight, because he knew so much. That creates too much confusion. If you have too much knowledge also, it's a problem. So how this false pride, material scholarship can impact impediment in our bhakti, that's what we're going to see. Before that, there is a wonderful shloka. We all know why we should hear this pastime. Because I've been keep hearing, I know all this shloka, I know this pastime, but this is one thing why we should hear this repeatedly. प्रायेणाल्पैषा सभ्या कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनः मन्दसुमन्दमतयो मन्दवाक्य हि उपत्रदः. In Bhagavatam, it says clearly in the beginning of Bhagavatam that Kali Yuga people are really disturbed, short-lived. First one is short-lived. No time. Everywhere you go, Prabhu, I don't have time. Either for Krishna conscious or any other activity, but they will have all other time for doing WhatsApp, checking Facebook, going everywhere, but Krishna temple, they say, no, Prabhu, we don't have time. That's the biggest problem. But in spite of that, so many devotees today we have come. So you don't have that problem. Let us discuss ourselves first. Then we'll see the world later. So at least the devotees who have come today, there is no problem. You have come for Sunday, taking it some time. The second aspect is lazy. Of course, we're not lazy. We got up early. We came here. So at least we want to hear something. The third one is less intelligence. Of course, less intelligent, but Prabhupada has given all the knowledge. So we are depending on Prabhupada books. Third one is misguided. Of course, in ISKCON is the right parampara. We are coming in the parampara. Nobody going to misguide. So at least the four things are taken care. But the disturbed, right? That cannot be done because you come with the burden, the mindset. So much problem in the office, so much problem, personal problem, finance problem, family problem. Somebody will be checking the WhatsApp, texting something I forgot. So keep all this aside. Just focus deeply into this aspect of Krishna consciousness. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vedi tattvataha trakpa devam punarjanma nityam so Arjuna. So Krishna says, know about my janma and karma. That's more than sufficient to come back. So that's what we are trying to do. Janma karma, what is activity he does? How did he took birth? And one time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving a big lecture. It's always very technical. Not many devotees inclined to hear this lecture. So you saw there are 2-3 mats, half rolled, 1/3 or 1/4 rolled. It is not completely rolled out. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked, why these mats are half rolled? Why not completely rolled? He said, his disciple told Maharaj, only few devotees come. So why should I, put it? That's why we always keep half rolled. Then he said, whenever there is a Bhagavata Katha happens, all the demigod comes. So please roll it out, I mean, completely. People are there, not, doesn't matter, you fill the chair. Demigods will come and hear. So that is the importance of why we should repeatedly hear these pastimes, and we see how our anartha has gone or not. So Trinavata is representing, let me improve my, how do I remove these anarthas? That should be the focus, even though we know the pastime. So with that, the background setting, right? I will move on to the pastimes of Trinavata. Another 15-20 minutes, we'll discuss the Trinavata pastime. Then the second half, the learnings, the anarthas we will discuss. So if we see that Krishna, like one day he was after a year, first year anniversary happened, Krishna's birthday. He was in the courtyard. Mother Yashoda was playing with the child. You would all see people just throw the child in the air and they catch it. Like Krishna would laugh. So Krishna was enjoying that, and Mother Yashoda was doing it, throwing Krishna in the air and catching. And Krishna always want Mother Yashoda to be near to him. So he would cry. Then she would keep it and go. Then Krishna would cry, no, you come back, you play with me. Then Yashoda would say, I need to go and take care of the other aspects. There are so much work I have to do. And he said, there are so many gopis are there. Krishna was thinking, not telling, but he was thinking, there are so many gopis. I have come here all the way to down to, to be with you. Why you are going away? Please be here. And now I want to enjoy the pastime. So Krishna was playing with Mother Yashoda. Then he was playing. What is this small height? I want to fly too high. I want to see the entire Vrindavan aerial view. Whenever this camera, aerial view. When you fly, so Krishna wanted to see aerial view. Some Acharya says you want to see Radharani, so he wants to go up and see. So he was thinking what to do. Then he said, well, as soon as he desired, then Trinavarta, is the solution for him so that he can take a heavy ride. So when we go on giant wheel, we all enjoying, right? That's because of Krishna had that desire originally. So, and Krishna was there. Then we realized Trinavarta is going to come. Oh, my mother is there, then she will feel very bad. I don't want her suffer. Um, so, like, so there was no, what do you say, collateral damage. And recently we had the war, then we were, India army was shooting at Pakistan in the night so that no other public are damaged, no collateral damage. So Krishna was thinking, oh, this is Operation Trinavata. So let me remove my mother from the scene. And he was in the courtyard, not inside anywhere. You want to make comfortable in the courtyard so that Trinavata can easily take. Second thing, her mother is there, it will be a problem. What he thought, he'll become so heavy that mother has to put down. She thought, oh, something is happening bad, so I need to pray to Vishnu. And she called Vishnu. Then she asked the Brahmanas to come, saying that some mantras to be chanted, some ghost or something haunting, so I'm not able to lift my son. The third thing is started doing the seva. So there is one lesson we can learn from Yashoda Mada. Whenever there is a calamities, whenever there is a problem, we take shelter of the holy name. She took the shelter of the holy name. She called Vishnu. Second aspect, taking shelter of the Vaishnavas, or the Guru, and she called the Brahmanas to chant the mantras. The third aspect, what she did is, she started continuing the seva. Most of the time, when adversity comes in our life, first thing we stop is seva. Prabhu, so much I will not be able to come for seva today. I will not be able to do this because I'm occupied with that. This, of course, there is genuine reason, but most of the time, when there is calamities comes, first thing stops is our seva. So that way we can learn from Yashoda whenever there is a calamity. The three things we take care of: the holy name, we take care of the devotees. Third is we continue our seva to the Lord. We never stop. So then we can see that as soon as Tirunavatta came, he becomes so light. Krishna becomes so light. Then he started flying like a feather. Tirunavatta started taking him so high. So we can also see this Ashtasiddhis, right? The demons, most of them, they would do Ashtasiddhis. So one time, I think it is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, uh, they want to prove Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a supreme. So some cult, what they did is see his siddhis. He could able to make the elephants, tigers in Jharkhand to chant Mahamantra. He did this magic. He did this supernatural power. That's why he is God. Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not agree. It's not that Lord needs to proven because of his supernatural power. See how he's transformed many lives, and the bhakti is coming, love for Krishna is coming. That's because of that we should judge, not by siddhis, because devotees generally uh, they will have siddhis, but they will not show off. They don't want to show, but naturally they have. Whenever it requires, then they can do it. I think it's in Pandharpur. There is one devotee called Chandev. This is a very saintly person. He's having a lot of siddhis. He was having so much siddhis, he knew that he's going to get his guru after thousands of years. So he started living for 1400 years. There's so much siddhi, he started extending his life for 1400 years because he knew that this guru, Janeshwar, going to come after 1400 years. And 1400 years, Janeshwar grew up, was 16 years old. He thought this Chandev, this is the right time I need to go and get initiation from my guru. Then he thought, how do I communicate? Because I need to inform somebody that I want to take initiation. So he took a letter and he said, my dear Janeshwar, please accept my obeisances. Then he thought, he's very young. I'm 1400 years old. He's 16 years. How do I pay obeisances to him? Okay, let me say blessings. Then he thought, okay, how can I give a blessing? He's going to be my guru. Then he didn't write anything. He just sent a blank page. He doesn't know what to do. He's confused. And Janeshwar read that and he replied back, also asked him to come and meet. And Chandev want to show this Jnaneshwar, my guru, may not know my siddhis, my capabilities. He might hear, but may not know. I want to show him personally. Otherwise, he will start from ABCD again. I don't want to ABCD, but I want to get initiation. So he called one tiger lion and he mesmerized. There is one siddhi, right? Ahima, Mahima, Lagima. There are so many siddhis are there. You can hypnotize any person. Go to a remote place. You can become heavier than heavier, lighter than lighter, like what Krishna is doing here. So he took a lion on the lion and he pulled caught hold of a snake, poisonous snake, and he was coming on the lion along with so much thousands of his disciples. And Jnaneshwar was sitting, he was watching him, and he didn't bother much. Then they were there. So Jnaneshwar thought, okay, I need to teach him lesson. Then he said he was sitting on the half-built wall. People just constructing nearby. He was sitting in the wall compound. Basically, it's half constructed. Then he told the compound, please move. And the compound wall started moving towards this Chandev. Chandev got bewildered. At least I am mesmerizing the people or the animals who has a living entity. But this Jnaneshwar is mesmerizing the person, the material thing also. And he surrendered. So that's what I'm trying to say is the devotees, they always have a power, but they doesn't want to show. One time Prabhupada was asked, can you show some magic? Can you create some gold? There are some Babas creating gold. Prabhupada said, that's all not required. Why should I do that? I made the hippies too happy. And we also see that now. There are so many ISKCONs in the world now. Many of the brahmacharis, they're not seeing Prabhupada. Prabhupada magic is that even after living so many years, there are so many devotees surrendering their life to Prabhupada. It's not that easy. I can give my money, I can give my some time. but surrendering, leaving the family, completely surrendering to ISKCON movement. A person who has not seen Prabhupada through his books is not a magic. Srila Prabhupada. So these siddhis are there, but they don't want to. Devotees doesn't want to show. And whenever these demons, they have the power, they misuse it. Uh, so like that. So the Krishna is going up, and it was mentioned in the Shastras that it was 8 lakh miles he took upper. So he took 8 lakh miles height Trinavarta because you want to throw Krishna from that height so that Krishna never survived. And meanwhile, what's happening? Krishna is having darshan of all the demigods, Kinnaras, Kinpurushas, everybody is high. All the wives of the demigods, they are all praising him, seeing Krishna's beauty. Krishna is having a free ride and he's having darshan of all the demigods. And as soon as he went too high, this is the time to kill. Then Krishna caught hold of the neck of Trinavarta tightly. Because what happened in Putana's case, Putana he was sucking the life air and she started shouting, leave me, leave me. And all the mothers, Yashoda, they're all bewildered, what to do, what's happening, and things like that. This time he doesn't want to panic their parents. Meanwhile, Yashoda is crying, she's seeing Krishna is not there. All the Gopas and elderly mother, they're all consoling Mother Yashoda, they're all crying. He doesn't want to more panic. What happens? Trinavarta started shouting, and they'll all panic. So he doesn't want to do that. He was tightly holding the neck of Krishna. The other thing is that Krishna never leaves the devotees. Once he holds, then if you want to go away also you can't go back to material world. So that way we should take shelter of Krishna. And um, and this person actually is a devotee. Sakara, the Trinavarta, one's previous life, was Sagasraksha. He was a Pandya Desha king, similar like your Nalakuvera Manikriva. He was cursed by Narada, but this time Agastya Rishi, he was also not respecting him when he was his wife's. That's why he was cursed to become a demon in this life, and he represents the anarthas, false ego. So from this pastimes, we can learn that Trinavarta, then what happens is finally he was holding, choking Trinavarta. Then exactly the same spot where he took it, he fell on the big rock because Krishna doesn't want his parents to come and see. Because when Putana fell, it was very far away. Then there all the Brajavasis has to come and run. He won the exact spot where he took off, the same place he landed him and he was playing. So Krishna was so concerned about their Brajavasis. And also he was in the courtyard because if he stays inside, even 2-3 minutes in the Vrindavan, the whirlwind, it will damage so much thing. So he doesn't want to give time to Trinavarta to take him away. So he was easily made available himself. He made feather like a weight. And also he was in the courtyard. So that as soon as Trinavarta comes, there is no damage to the Vrindavan Vasis and his mothers and all, they are all safe. So that was Krishna's thinking. He, and he went. Um, so the Anarthas part, introduction to the Anarthas part. Um, so this Anarthas, like Acharyas give the example of the story of a hunter who goes to the forest for hunting, but that is a prohibited area. You can't hunt it. But this guy wants somehow sneak it and he want to kill a jackal. He killed one jackal, half killed. By the time the forest stranger who has come, he was seeing, what's happening, and he saw this person. He'll be caught. So he immediately threw the arrows, and he took that jackal and put it inside the jacket so that the forest officer will not see him. Then they saw, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Then he said, "No, nothing, officer. I just came seeing the nature beauty. I want to take some time." And then they were talking. Oh, very nice. Then he started talking with him for half an hour. Meanwhile, the jackal started eating his flesh. It is half dead, so it was in pain. So it started eating the flesh of this person. So after half an hour, the forest officer went, but this person died. So this anarthas also similarly, it will be there inside in our heart. It will start eating. We will not be able to progress in Krishna consciousness. So in order to progress in this Krishna consciousness, this anarthas represented by the various demons, then we need to get rid of it. So do you all want to know the practical application today? How do we learn this? Very well. So this uh, Krishna, he resides in Vrindavan, right? We all know. Then then if Krishna is reside in Vrindavan, our heart is like Vrindavan. We should make our heart Vrindavan so that Krishna can reside in our heart. That is our ultimate objective, right? So our objective is that in our heart Krishna can stay. But our heart, Krishna cannot stay. We have the pointless argumentation we have. It's like a whirlwind, the storm. Trinavarta, it represents the argument, represents the Trinavarta. So how easily he can take away from Krishna. Similarly, when we have so much argumentation in our practice, then what happens is he goes from our heart. So Krishna goes from our heart. So this is the representation. Trinavarta is representing the our argumentative mentality. Our heart is like Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Krishna resides. So we need to make our hearts stay Krishna. So this pointless argumentation, what it can make is that it can create doubts, confusions, delusions, and we might lose slowly Krishna, and we'll become, not Krishna consciousness. Uh, so we will see that how practically for this Krishna consciousness, right, what is practically applicable for me for practicing devotees. So one is that our faith in Krishna Bhakti, our own personal bhakti. After some time, we think I'm in the right moment or not, I'm in the right cause or not, I've been sacrificing so much, I will go back to Godhead. Really, Krishna is there or not? All those doubts will come. Second aspect is the people of the faith whom we are preaching and bringing in. How, by the argumentation mentality, we can kill the bhakti of the person whom we preaching. The third is the practice of the within the ISKCON community itself, the practice of bhakti, how that can be tampered. So this is at the high level, it can impact the false argumentative. So we will little bit understand that what is this argumentative mentality, what does that mean with some examples so that we can relate to this, why should we avoid this. So one thing is in the distraction of the spiritual path, there are two D. One is desire and the doubt. These two things can distract from our Krishna conscious path. Why desire? Desire is the function of the mind. There is a mind and intelligence. There are two things. Prabhupada gives in Bhagavad Gita 10.28. He said, one, you should surrender both mind and intelligence to Krishna so that you can progress in the bhakti. You can attain Krishna by surrendering both mind and intelligence. So the intelligence aspect is it creates always doubt whether it is the right process or not, whether I'm doing it right or not. Always that the intelligence always throws. The mind is desire. I want to do that. Oh, somebody says if you do this materially, you will be happy. Let me try enjoying that and see whether I'm able to successful or not. So the mind always generates the desire. The intelligence is always doubtful whether this will work or not. Prabhupada said it will work or not. This process will work or not. I'll get a bhakti or not. I'll progress in the bhakti or not. So always there is a competitions going on. So these two things properly not utilized, then it can distract in the spiritual path. Uh, so, uh, so what happens is there are few aspects which we need to learn. In Krishna consciousness, sometimes there are so many things which we can't have answer to it. For example, the classic example is all the devotees who come into Krishna consciousness, first thing they'll ask, how did the soul fall from Goloka Vrindavan? And one way they quote Prabhupada saying, see, when you go back, there is no return back. Then how did we fall, first of all? When we were there, then how did we fall when we were with Krishna? Then what is the guarantee that if I go second time, I will not fall? What is the answer? Prabhupada sometimes handled differently, but we should focus on the central aspect of it. Yes, we have fallen or not, that is true. Then first you get out of it, then you decide whether what will happen, how did you fall down, that's secondary. That's a peripheral aspect, right? So when Krishna consciousness, there will be so many things, we should not be bewildered. There must be some time opinions, difference of opinion, two different, what is the aspect of Krishna consciousness. There could be somebody called Ritvik, there could be some groups creating something else. So that's keep on going. It will all happen. But we have to stick to the central point, the Krishna consciousness, which Prabhupada gave. Uh, uh, so then what happens is then the peripheral activities, which we know that we are in the material world, we cannot get out of, we need to get out of this, we are suffering. That is true, that you cannot deny. Doesn't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How I fall down, how will I go back? And that's the secondary. But at least you have to follow this process. That is first aspect. Second aspect is that when we when we okay, another example to give is Srila Prabhupada once time he was preaching to the Western world. His strategy was always make the people come to the temple, join the temple full time. But when he came to India, people are not ready to join. So he thought, okay, you become life membership. He started life membership. He told them, you be there at your house, make your house temple, but you come and do the seva in the temple, congregation. So it is required, different strategies are required for different places with different circumstances. You can't say, oh, Prabhupada is deviating. So Prabhupada knew what is central, somebody to become Krishna conscious. It could be that somebody want to become Krishna conscious. I can meditate better Krishna, I'm a Kirtanya. I can better meditate when I do Kirtan. Oh no, I am good at cooking. When I cook, I can remember Krishna. So let me do Rajpok Seva. Somebody might be a management. They say, oh, when I do it, I will be able to do better because that's my core. So the objective is remembering Krishna either through book distribution, either through cooking, either through Sankirtan, either through management. It's all the same because different people have different aspect of it. So the principle is same. That is becoming Krishna consciousness, remembering Krishna. The preference would be same. The path would be same. So similarly, Prabhupada for the Westerners, they need to be there in the temple for them to progress in Krishna Bhakti. But India, it is not required because the environment is conducive, they can practice at home. But in Western, it was not possible. So Prabhupada was, genius. So another aspect is Prabhupada always say, I am like a postman. I followed exactly whatever Guru Maharaj told. I never changed. But some other place, Prabhupada would say, I invented this entire Krishna conscious movement. If you're following your previous acharyas, then why you invented? And some people might ask question, why did Prabhupada change everything? Why did you invent new? Because everything is already there, given by acharyas. You're supposed to be like a postman. Why did you create new thing? Right? So there is always a doubt arises. What happens is this doubt, right? In material, if you see somebody asks good question in the school, if you go to the children, if these children ask good question to the teacher, he say he's an intelligent person because he's asking doubt. Teacher, I have a doubt. He will ask some very difficult question. Then teacher will appreciate, oh, this boy is intelligent. But in spiritual life, you ask doubt, should I go back to, I will go back. I mean, in terms of understanding, it's okay. But in terms of really doubtful whether this practice works, in spiritual life, the too much of intelligence is a weakness. Too much of doubt is weakness. That's because you always doubt it will happen or not, then you have too much doubt and you'll not be able to progress. Prabhupada gives this example, like you go to the doctor, first you don't know he's a good doctor or not. You went for stomach ache, he's telling to cut your leg, then you know he's not right person. So at least you know that he's giving right medicine. Once you believe, then you have to believe him. You can't, every aspect of it, you can't say whether I believe him or not, whether he's doing good or not. That you can't do. So when you Krishna conscious, initial doubt is okay to understand how this material works. But once you convinced, the doubt needs to go away. Then you need to have firm faith and you start progressing in the bhakti. If too much of Trinavartas, you read too much of argumentative, too much of doubting, always skeptical about whether this works or not, you will not be able to progress. That will become a hindrance to you. So that way, you can't be able to progress in the bhakti. So one time in Krishna Balram Mandir, Vrindavan, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was there. So there was a two groups argumentation was that who is greater, Krishna or Balram? Who is superior? And somebody said, no, Balram is in the white complexion, but Krishna is in black. And Krishna is the master of Radharani, whereas Balram is not. So they were trying to conclude who is greater. And the argument went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we could not able to conclude who is greater. So then he said, what is the discussion? He said, so Balram is in white complexion, so he is superior. Krishna is in blackish complexion. Prabhupada said, yes, it's true. Then the other party said, no, Prabhupada, because Krishna is master of Radharani, whereas Balram is not. He said, Prabhupada, that is also true. And he said, what is true? He said, Prabhupada laughed and left. Because there is most of the time, there must so much argumentation, we will not be able to conclude. Like the rishis, they call rishis because Prabhupada says they will have their own speculation, they will have own view. It will be completely different from other rishi. You are called rishi when you have you independent thinking, difference of opinion. And most of the time, all the rishi will not have same opinion. This does not mean that we will not progress in the bhakti. You will have difference of opinion. There questions, some questions you will not have answer. But you don't need to go and break your head. Just practice bhakti. It will be revealed later. Focus on the core rather than the peripheral activities of this thing. Prabhupada would have told specific statement. There will be two devotees who will quote from Prabhupada only. They'll say Prabhupada Vacha, they'll say something. And against exactly date opposite, another person will quote from Prabhupada. Now both are quoting from Prabhupada. Both are quoting Shastra. How do we understand? Prabhupada would have told for the particular circumstances, specific statement you would have made, but we should ignore the statement. What is the intent of Prabhupada doing it? As I said, preaching in Western, he was to make Krishna consciousness. He made everybody to come to the joint temple. What India? India people are more convinced with staying at home and serving. So he said, okay, become congregation. But the intent is same. But the specific statement can vary different point of places. Then you cannot argue, oh, Prabhupada said Varnashrama this, Prabhupada said this, and I want to do that. So always there is a conflict. What happens is that will impact as a practice in the ISKCON. That is one. You will never find a solution. You will never going to find a solution. But as soon as we progress in the bhakti, we come to the platform, then automatically it will be revealed. So there are certain things you will not have any solution to it. So that's another aspect we need to learn from this practice. That other thing is that when we start preaching, no, the opposite might have a lot of other faith like Baba, so many things. We always go and smash them, saying that that is wrong, this is wrong. Prabhupada said no. One time Prabhupada was given a report. Prabhupada, we are finding it difficult to preach in the Western world. Why? What is the problem? We were discussing about how Kurukshetra, there so many war happened, so many people were there, lakhs and lakhs of people. They are telling it's a small place, how we can fit in so many people there. Logically, they're not able to comprehend. Prabhupada said there are so many aspects in Bhagavatam. Why only got this topic to discuss? There's controversy. There are 99% controversy, leave that. What is 1% common? You focus on that. For example, there is one person, he was telling Krishna Chandra and Gaurachandra both are same. In Vayu Purana it says, who doesn't know, they will go to hell. If you go and argue with somebody, they'll say, you go to hell. Right? We don't need to go in that level. You find one commonality. There are 99 differences. Somebody is worshipping Shiva, demigods, no problem. But there's one commonality, one interest he will show, one aspect of Krishna aspect he will show. Catch hold of that. The common, bridge the gap, automatically you will give up and go. Most of the time we go on argumentative mode. Most of the people don't listen what we speak. What we made feel, that will remain forever. Whatever we spoke, they'll forget. Do you think they'll remember whatever I spoke? But they will remember how I treated the other person for lifelong. They cannot become Krishna conscious if I don't treat them properly. So when Krishna conscious, when you're bridging the bridges, right, these are the places where to avoid the argumentation, where you should stop the doubt at certain point. Initially, it's okay. Material world will work or not. Dupale Masashwadam, it is proven. Once it's proven, you concluded, then move on with the Krishna conscious full fledged. We should not have doubt again. Second aspect is within the community, there will be unopened. Many people have a difference of opinion. That's how it's supposed to be. But too much of argumentation, it will kill your bhakti and you will not be able to progress. So there will be a difference. So this is one aspect. The another aspect, another 15 minutes, I will conclude this. Different view on the anarthas. Then I'll open up for more questions and discussion. So this is the knowledge, right? Trinavarta represents the knowledge. The person has too much of knowledge, then that also not combined with humility, then it is a big problem. It is hindrance to Krishna consciousness. So this knowledge, whatever Prabhupada is given, if you're not able to digest, if you keep it at the mental level, we've seen so many devotees, they will be very scholarly. Their pride goes on, but it will not be in the practical applications. That's why they fall down. So there are many people who are, what do you say, heart. They use their heart, sentiments, feelings. Another person is logical. He will use the head. But ISKCON is the only place where you think intellectually and also practically apply in this place. So what is happening is, as the knowledge increases, Prabhu, I'm getting the knowledge. How do I know I'm progressing in bhakti? There are 3 scales you can check. What is humility, dainya, what I'm talking about. Once the knowledge increases, first thing is the seva bhava will increase. If your seva bhava is not increasing, but you're becoming too scholarly, you know everything, but when you join this ISKCON, but after Janmashtami is coming, the same enthusiasm, and the first year you came ISKCON, it's the same mood we are trying to celebrate Janmashtami. It's the same mood in which I'm trying to donate to the temple. Same mood in which I'm trying to reach out to many people. If that is progressing, then whatever we have put so much investment, so many years on learning Prabhupada books, knowledge, then we know that the seva bhava is increasing. So Prabhupada's quotes in the Bhagavad Gita, the Chaturshloki, right? Um, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante ma bodha bhava samanvitaha. The intelligent person. Prabhupada, there are various quotes I've taken. So this one quote is that Buddha Bhava means the intelligent person, the learned person. Buddha means the learned person. What he does, the learned person knows Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Krishna is everything. So when you know Krishna is everything, obviously you will try to engage in the seva of the devotees and Krishna. If that is not happening, whatever knowledge, it is superficial. So actually what happens is there are two types of intelligence. One is the material intelligence, the spiritual intelligence. Till we become bhava prema stage, our consciousness, inner consciousness is not purified. It is in the material platform. Of course, this transcendental Bhagavatam, but we're trying to understand everything in the material platform, and we don't apply it internally, then what happens is then it remains in the material platform. We can never progress in the bhakti, come to the bhava prema stage. So the seva bhava is increasing. You see, there's so much seva. Somebody is learned, understood the Krishna conscious philosophy. They know the core is because bhakti, what Prabhupada defines bhakti as a devotional service. He did not give anything else. He defined as a practical devotional service. If we are not doing practical devotional service in the temple, every week I have particular service. Every Sunday I do this. Every Saturday I do this. I do this vegetable cutting. It could be a cooking. You need to have prescribed continuous service that attaches. Then otherwise you will not practice the knowledge. The second aspect is Sankirtan, right? Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Parsada Parsadam Yagnai Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Sumeda Saga. Sumeda means the person who is intelligent again. Intelligent person, what he would understand? Sankirtana Praye, Sankirtana, doing chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. If the Sankirtan, taste for the Sankirtan is not happening, but your knowledge is increasing. One time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given a sannyas, and after that Ishwarapuri called him, you know, you are fool. You don't have adhikar for Vedas. You chant this Hare Krishna mantra, everything will be all right. And he is the person, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He defeated Keshava Kashmiri. He was running his own school. Now his guru is telling you are fool, you can't read Vedas, you go and chant. Because Sankirtana is complete. Sankirtana is everything. Chanting of the holy name is the complete. Once we have the taste for the holy name, if it is not increasing along with the knowledge, we definitely know there is something wrong. This knowledge is staying at the material platform. So far, are you all with me? Right. So the third aspect is surrender, saranagati. Right. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan Janmanamati Janavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Jnanavan. Who is Jnanavan? Who is the intelligent person? He knows after many lives of birth, Krishna is the supreme. The surrender is not going to come. Whatever we have, to surrender to Krishna, then we are not progressing. So this anartha is still there. Why? These anarthas are there. Pranavarta is staying. He took the one apartment in your house. We built a beautiful Vrindavan. He took one apartment. Putana is there one corner. Sakatachura is there one corner. And all these people are occupied one room. So unless you vacate this room, it's going to be difficult to invite Krishna into your heart. So this humility, danya needs to be, our knowledge should be accompanied by the humility. Now we see the bad news. What is the opposite? Pride. Person is very pride, tamba. What happens is he cannot you can't stay in Krishna conscious movement. You will not stay. You will be lost in Krishna consciousness. Too much of knowledge, they'll try to prove that I am right because we have a script. When I go, this devotee should respect like he should treat me like this because I'm such a person. We expect as a cinema director script. Okay, when I meet Premadata, you should treat me like this. You should smile at me. When I meet Narari Prabhu, you should talk to me. We have already mentally scripted our how they should behave, other person should behave. When we go, expectation is not there, and then we have a big problem, and we say, oh, this person not smiled at me, he didn't speak to me. All those, why is the expectation? Um, so so when we born, right? So there is a wonderful example of ego, right? This pride. Uh, The materialist people, how they utilize it to make money, the pride they make, egos make the money. So one advertisement, there is one person is driving the car, and behind there is one lady sitting, young lady, and he was very posh car he was driving. The lady was looking at this person so much. Oh, you're having so much wonderful car you're driving. She was attracted to the young man. There is a next person sitting next to him, and he was seeing all these things. He had envy in his eyes. So the caption says, "Own the car, see the eyes in the envy of envy in the other's eyes." Like Onida TV came previously when I was child. Owners pride, others envy, neighbors envy. So people make money out of it. See, the worst thing is that the soul is sitting on this body, the body is the vehicle, and this body, this vehicle is sitting on another vehicle, car. So we are making the vehicle of the vehicle to become, believe that we are the car. So like that, what happens is when we born, Brahma also created with us a very wonderful manufactured imported car. It is Ahankar. So we have this wonderful car which we can never get rid of it. It's very fast, Brahmos. It will hit the target. So this false pride, Brahma's created this Ahankar. It's very difficult because we have perception of other people how they should deal with me. So what happens is when you have this pride knowledge, then you try to prove your point that this is what you're telling is wrong. And what happens is they cannot last in the. So this one example is the Romarshan Sutta. He's the Bhagavatam speaker. He knows the Bhagavatam, and he is trained by personally by Vyasadeva. When Balram went, what happened? He didn't respect. Then he said, "You just know you're actor. You're learning the script. You're just vomiting, but you're not realized anything." So that pride become a problem. The second thing is you will not be able to learn. If you have too much pride, then where is that? You know everything. There is no scope for me to learn. You will cynical about it. You will not try to get the devotee's mercy. You will not be active. Oh, I need to get the mercy. You so I have everything too. You don't try to progress. Try to learn. The third aspect is you can't love Krishna. If you have so much pride, how can you love Krishna? That is not possible. So one time there was a devotee said, we should all write a book, compile book, how a devotee became Krishna conscious. Every one of you I know who came to Krishna conscious will have a story to tell. Prabhu, this is how I came to Krishna conscious, this miracle happened. Somebody gave a book and somebody said, there's so many stories you see, ISKCON, Prabhupada disciples. They can go on saying that how I became to Krishna consciousness. Then one Maharaj told, we should not write that book. Instead of that, we should write book, why I stay in Krishna consciousness, why stay in ISKCON. Prabhupada said, don't count when people leave. Don't surprise, oh, people have left Krishna. 40 years after that he left, don't be surprised. Surprise if a person is staying in Krishna conscious for so many years, how he is staying for so many years. That should be the surprise. But if he leaves, then don't be surprised. Because it's so much pride, so much anarthas. It's very difficult to progress. But no, we should be surprised if a person is staying. Why he is staying in Krishna consciousness? So most of the time, when you're self obsessed, you focus on your things, then you will not be able to love others, you'll not be able to give. So either you fly in Krishna consciousness or you fall. When you fly, when you have this knowledge, use with humility, and you can measure these three yardsticks, whether your seva bhava is increasing year after year, Ekadasi after the Ekadasi, month after month, or your chanting ruchi towards the Sankirtan is increasing or not, or am I surrendering to Krishna or not? With this, I would stop here for any comments or corrections. Then we can discuss more. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any reflections? And Janmashtami is approaching, so all of you try to give whatever you have to Krishna, time, energy, money, whatever in the form, because Krishna is there to give everything completely. So one time one devotee was thinking, most of the time we think, Krishna, why are you not making this fulfill this desire? And simple thing I'm asking. But Krishna knows that when to fulfill it. So one person was so one labor who was working with this what is say manager or something. He gave his life, entire life, and he was very sincere. Then he was about to come retire. He was feeling very morose. And his owner asked, "Why are you feeling very morose? You've done wonderful. I've taken care of you." That is there, but I was serving you. I forgot to save for my retirement. I don't know what do I do. If you give me some 10, 20,000, I will be happy. Then the owner took him, come inside. Then he opened the door. There was two, three bags full of coins. He said, "Take it, everything." He said, "Why?" "I know for your futures, I was saving for you, but you are asking only 10, 20,000. Similarly, we go to Krishna and give me some little. Yes, lot of things for you. He is the owner of everything. Like, where is the necessity for us to ask? So he will give you at the right time, which will help us to, because it might be the anarthas which needs to go away. Krishna's testing period. So with full-fledged heart, let's take this Janmashtami as opportunity. This is a lifetime opportunity. Even Golok Vrindavan, you don't get this opportunity. Put all your effort in terms of time, money, wealth, preaching. Make this a grand success. Krishna will be really pleased. That's the reason we are intending to cover many pastimes, many anantas as we progress towards Janmashtami. So I hope everybody will be benefited from this Janmashtami. Janmashtami ki.
Prabhu, we talked about Prabhupada says in different places, different statements he made.
Yes, sir.
And he also said that arguing on those things may not yield, may not be favorable. But is it not okay to humbly understand why Prabhupada did, or the statements are different from different places? My question is it not okay to humbly to understand that why Prabhupada gave statements in different places, as you said, time, place, and circumstances?
So you know everything, but I see whether I pass the test or not. Prabhu, yes, we have to understand, but as long as we stick to the principal core, then it's fine. But peripheral, if it is too much of peripheral, ignore it. So bhakti is it is not linear. One is linear. As I more knowledge I know, once I more deep dive, I will become elevated to Krishna consciousness. It doesn't happen like that. It is a spiral. The more you try to understand the same concept, different views, different devotees talking, yes, that needs to be there. To the core, boil down to understand why this devotee is speaking this Trinavata pastime differently, other devotees speaking, to try to understand the core, understand the principle of Krishna consciousness. Definitely we need to do that, boiling the milk to the core. But if it is peripheral issues, we should, it depends on whether the issue is the peripheral issue or the core issue. It's a peripheral issue, you're never going to solve it. How more you're trying to understand.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Guruji. There was a mention about calamity, and when calamity comes, what happens, what we lose, and what we should intensify, especially the seva aspect, which you said.
Yes.
Japa, seva. And there was a second one which I don't.
Devotees.
Devotee.
Taking the holy
As
name,
well.
and she called the Brahmanas. So we take the shelter of the devotees.
So in that context, Guruji, one of the calamities which I was thinking is about misunderstandings. Misunderstandings, I felt that such a calamity where we don't even convey, but it still stays inside and kind of rots inside. How do we deal with such things? How do we deal with such a calamity?
Yeah, you have to repeat again. It's not
so
sinking in.
I was thinking about misunderstanding somebody, or
you misunderstood, or
yes,
they misunderstood.
I misunderstanding some situation, and which is acting as a calamity within me. So how do we?
But you understood that you understood wrongly. Then what is the problem?
I have not conveyed that to the person. I have not conveyed.
But he is not affected.
He's not affected, but I am getting affected. So because it is kind of burning inside me, and it is actually a misunderstanding. I have understood it wrongly, but it is actually a misunderstanding with it.
Yeah. See, as you have realized already, you are misunderstood. Then it's all. It's a problem when people not understood that the other person is. I'm not. I'm right. The point I'm making here is I'm always right. Other person is wrong. That mentality is that you'll not be able to progress. But you realized it, which is good. That's what's supposed to do. The devotee should realize the mistake. It is not everybody is perfect. When you realized it, there are different aspects. Depends on what misunderstanding, to what person, to what degree. Then you can do Vaishnava Seva. It is a misunderstanding is a different thing. Then it's a different means to solve it. And then I need to go to the specifics of what exactly it is. But the concept, what I was trying to talk is, yeah, you have to realize that you are at least wrong. So you realized it. Then if it is a Vaishnava opera, then go and serve the Vaishnavas. If it is something else, it depends on the misunderstanding. It could be family between family members. Then how do we see that better? We don't argue. How do we make the better relations with the family? It depends on the person's circumstances, on which condition, what misunderstandings exactly. Then I can specifically tell do this. Otherwise, in general, as long as you know, come to know that's good. So you know what action to be taken. What action need to be taken is different, but at least you know I need to take action. That's the point I'm driving, that we should take action. We should at least realize that I am supposed to take action.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for this class. Prabhuji, earlier on, you mentioned that, once you have surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will not let you go.
Yeah.
Krishna will not let you go. But, we have seen that many of Prabhupada disciples who are even sannyasis and gurus, they have fallen. How to understand that?
So you can never, Prabhupada never rejected anyone. And many times there were confrontations and many people left. Prabhupada said, no, I never rejected them. They will go back to Godhead, or they will come back after some time. So it is matter of time. You will have a free will. So Krishna will allow you that free will. But once you started, it is always will progress. You might take 10 million's life. Somebody will take 2 million lives. Somebody will take 2 lives. Somebody will take 1 second. It depends on this level of surrender. But the path is started. You might go very slow, 10 meters per hour. Somebody might go 100 meters per hour. Somebody might go 100 miles per hour. So the difference is the speed. Once you have, Krishna has never said will be, once you started Krishna conscious, you will not go back. It's not the minus balance. There is no minus balance in the bank account. Once you once you remember Krishna, Krishna is written forever. Do you think Krishna will forget it? No, you always notice. So you will progress, maybe not in this life, other lifetime. But the progress will be there. It may be very less. So you can't say Krishna is left. There is no way Krishna can leave because he's waiting. Why would his father is waiting? 4 children has gone away and he's waiting. No, my children are not coming home. Which father will be happy, seeing all the children away suffering in the material life? Will you be happy seeing your children suffering? Why would Krishna do that? He wanted to come back, all of us. But we have our free will, so he would give us some time. But Krishna never will leave. Otherwise, he's in this worm in the stool. What is the necessity for the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be a worm in the stool? Is it required? Can you imagine? He's the worm in the stool because that is a living entity. It doesn't matter, I will go. Paramatma is sitting. How can you say that Krishna is giving up? We don't have a conviction. Krishna never leaves. Where you want to become a stool, I will be also there till you come back. He travels through various jivas life as a Paramatma. He suffers so much. You seeing our condition. We suffer. Krishna patiently waiting because the love is not be forced. Love is to be automatically given. Till you get love, you will wait. You can't force him to make somebody's love.
Hare
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. I want to confess one thing. I learned a wonderful way to present something. You said that the anathas don't leave us because they live in our apartment. I think because they give us rent. So that is the best way to, because at times we think why the anarthas are not leaving us because everybody likes rents, from the apartments they rent
They
out.
give the rent, yeah.
So it's a very nice way. I mean, I'm honestly speaking, I mean, this is another way of understanding that why anarthas are not. So thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So thank you. Wonderful.
Yes.
So you were mentioning that we should not be arguing useless. We should not be having useless arguments when it comes to peripheral things. I have one doubt about this Ritvik philosophy.
So it is not seems to be a peripheral, it's a central. So should we engage in arguing if some rhetoric comes and then should we engage in that argument or
What will be the outcome? Either he wins or you win. What will be the outcome? Let's say argument sake, you're arguing. What would be the outcome? Do you think you will be
at
convinced?
least we should be
Do you think you will be convinced? Neither both of you will not be convinced. Of course, it can happen at the understanding that we want to solve the mentalities that we want to both solve the problem, come together with a matured understanding, then they do it. That's okay. Just meet on the way and we trying to forget. You will not change, he will not change. Your energy will go waste. What is the outcome? You tell me what is the outcome. You argument sake you're continuing with that. What will be the outcome? Will it be positive? Will it be positive? I'm asking you.
maximum if not. Then
So you know the result, why you are doing it. You might lose your peace of mind, energy, time, but a chant. They are not going to change. Somebody is neophyte trying to understand what is it, Prabhu, then you can discuss. But what happens is you trying to argue. That's why I said somebody said go to hell. You know, you might be telling the truth. Why Prana says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna is not different. You might argue. I am the right Prabhu. How can you say why Prana told you will go to hell, Prabhu? He'll say you go to hell. Doesn't matter for him. You will not be able to convince him. It's a hardcore person. You will not be able to convince. You might do argument. What is the effect? There's nothing going to come out. Better. But if the mood is different, trying to understand really, then they will not argue. They rather sit and it will not be an argument mode. It will be more of discovery, finding out the friendship. Hey, this is what is that. The conversation will be different. It will not be argument. Argument is only comes. I am right. I know much of things. You are right. Of course, you can present it. So every individual has different ideas. The rishi is that's why Prabhupada said every rishi is called rishi because he will have his own philosophy, his own interpretation. Then he's called rishi. Otherwise, he's not given that title. So you will have individuality. You will have difference of opinion. As long as core preaching Krishna consciousness cooperatively, Prabhupada created ISKCON. So now this problem with request, he said cooperate together, right? That fundamental core principle is not there. Prabhupada said, one thing I'm asking everyone, please cooperate together. It's a fundamental core thing which is not there. That's a problem. Peripheral things, small things, we would have ignored it. There are many groups, we ignored it. But this fundamental problem was cooperating each other because ISKCON, Prabhupada says, ISKCON is my body. You have to cooperate together. In the house, if you don't cooperate together, how will you live? The core principle is problem here. Cooperation is not there. You might have difference of opinion, but the cooperation is not there. It's difficult. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for a very nice class and setting the mood for Janmashtami. While you started, initially you spoke about life membership. Prabhupada made some. So, in this present, like we see during Janmashtami, of late it's very difficult to convince devotees or to take up the life membership. Can you stress a little more on that aspect of life membership, though it's not very directly related to the class?
You don't
Just
need to
for
stress. There will be always people who wanted to give. Many people by default they want to be always they inquire. No, what is the amount I want to become life membership? Because that mentality is there. Somebody is not there. Why are you trying to prove? You say give donation, whatever you can give. Take the donation, give it. Not necessarily you need to be a life membership. Then only is recognized. Most of the people they'll get a passes. They say they feel part of the community because we send yearly some notices. They feel oh part of it I'm ISKCON, so they want to become membership. It doesn't matter. A person who can give little bit, even 1 rupee, 2 rupee, but 5 rupees, whatever he can, but is able to serve. The final objective is that how they become Krishna consciousness. Somebody likes that means of becoming membership. I have so much money. They'll feel guilty. I'm not doing anything, but let me give money. There will be so many people who wanted to donate, but they don't want to. Part of active Krishna conscious life. Only target those people. You don't need to convert somebody forcefully. Hey, you have to become like, otherwise you're not Krishna conscious devotee. No, Prabhupada never said. You can be Krishna conscious devotee. Somebody is Kirtan, somebody is cooking, somebody is life membership, somebody can give their money. Whatever means, but at least when they give money, they remember Krishna. Oh, Krishna, for you, I'm doing. So at least they are purified. So you don't need to go and convince somebody. There are people who are already designated, designed to become a donor. They will become donor. You just become instrument.
question was with respect to devotees, what is the importance of being a life member?
It is
Like,
important. How
what
do you
will-
run the temple? If you don't have donuts, how do you run the temple? BBP requires money. So that is one aspect of it. So Krishna conscious, like now, there is one aspect. You need kirtan, you need DT worship, you need life membership. Somebody has to do book distribution, somebody has to cook. So these are all integral part of it. We continue to do that. But yeah, otherwise, many temples, how do they run? Without the membership, how do they run? It's very difficult to run the temple. So that is definitely Lakshmi part of is definitely required. We have to focus on that. But yeah, but anyhow, you will Krishna will arrange. But definitely require. You can't say that it's not important. It is important. I don't know. I've answered your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees. Today's Bhagavatam class was given by His Grace Gaurachandra Gopinath Prabhu. Prabhuji, thank you very much for that
Hare Krishna.
very powerful and impactful presentation and Krishna Katha. So let's thank Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. So request all devotees to assemble downstairs for further announcements. Hare Krishna.